All right, so today we're going to break down this hilarious viral comedy sketch about a classic couples fight. And yeah, it's funny, but it's also a perfect look at the universal, unspoken rules of what we're calling the anger games.
You know the one, right? Everything seems totally fine, and then bam, you're suddenly in this huge fight over something that feels tiny. Well, what if I told you there's actually a pattern to that chaos? Yeah, we're about to decode it.
So we're going to look at this whole thing like it's a video game, complete with different levels, tricky traps, and yep, even a final boss. And breaking it down this way really shows you the hidden logic behind all the absurdity. Okay, let's jump right in. Level 1, the opening gambit. And the game almost always gets triggered by something small, something that seems totally insignificant. In this case, it's all about time. And boom, the conflict kicks off with this classic, hilarious exaggeration. He's been waiting so long that his entire sense of reality has started to bend, and it sets this perfectly playful but also kind of tense tone for the whole thing. And this slide just nails the whole punctuality paradox, doesn't it? For her, it's like just a few more minutes, but for him, an actual eternity is passing by. That huge gap in how they see time, that's the spark that's about to light the whole fire. And just like that, the game escalates. His little joke about her being late gets hit with a devastating counterattack right for the hairline. And that's when you learn the first rule of the anger games. Once it starts, everything is on the table. So now we're at level 2, the overthinking spiral. This is the part of the game where one tiny little detail gets blown way out of proportion and becomes this massive crisis about the entire relationship.
I mean, listen to this line. It's a perfect example of what we call weaponized overthinking. A 1-minute delay in a good morning text isn't just a delay. Oh no. To her, it's solid proof that his feelings have completely changed.
Look at this timeline. The absurdity is just wow. A 60-second difference is being analyzed like it's a major world event. You see how it goes from a tiny suspicion to a full-blown crisis in, well, basically a minute. And this is where it gets really wild. Check out the incredible logical leap here. He gives a totally normal reason. His phone was charging. But you have to remember, in the anger games, logic has no power. That practical act gets twisted into this emotional gut punch. The phone is more important than me. Okay, now we are entering one of the most infamous, most difficult levels in the entire game. Level 3 is the anything trap. It's a conversation that feels like a test that you are just guaranteed to fail. It all starts so innocently. He asks what she wants to eat. She says kuch, which literally just means anything. But as I'm sure many of you know, in this game, anything almost never means anything. And here it is, the kuch loop in all its maddening glory. He suggests pizza. Nope. Burger, too oily. Pasta, too cheesy. And after he's gone through all the options, what does she say when he asks again? Kuch. See, the goal isn't to find food. It's a test of his mind-reading abilities. And it is a test he is failing spectacularly. So of course, the modern anger games have to have a digital arena. Welcome to level 4, the social media minefield, where literally every like, follow, and comment is a potential fight just waiting to happen. And there's the trigger. A totally harmless comment on an old classmate's photo gets dug up and immediately used as Exhibit A in a new trial. In this level, your social media history is basically an endless arsenal of ammunition for real-world fights. And here's his classic mistake. He tries to fight back with logic. He suggests an equal action, unfollowing her, to show how ridiculous the whole thing is. But trying to use fairness and logic in the middle of the anger games, that's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. It just never, ever works. And yep, her reaction says it all. His whole logical argument is completely rejected, and the idea of equality is just, poof, canceled. It just goes to show you who's really in charge in this level of the game. All right, so we've made it through all the levels, we've dodged the traps, and we've survived the attacks. Now, it is time for the final boss. And believe it or not, the final boss is just one single, deceptively simple phrase. So what is kuch? Well, on the surface, it just means anything. But in the world of the anger games, it's got a secret, much more powerful meaning. It is a conversational trump card. It is the ultimate argument ender.
So after all the fighting, after they've made up, he's still a little confused. He just wants to understand. He's looking for a logical reason for it all. And so he asks that one simple question. But what did I do wrong?
And there it is, checkmate. The final boss makes its move. Her answer isn't an answer at all. It's a complete shutdown of his need for logic. It means everything and nothing, all at the same time. He's been completely defeated. Game over. And that's really the big punchline of the whole sketch, right? That this one little phrase represents the final unbeatable challenge, the final boss that, in this comedic world, every boyfriend has to face. But okay, beyond the laughs, why does this connect with so many people from so many different places? It's because it taps into a shared, unspoken language of relationships, a language where emotion almost always wins against logic, and where the fight isn't really about what the fight is about. And really, that's the ultimate takeaway here. In these anger games, the rules, the logic, none of that is ever the point. These absurd, illogical fights, they're not always a sign of a problem. Sometimes they're just a strange, twisted, and, yeah, hilarious part of being connected to another human being. The goal isn't to win, but just to keep playing the game, together.